Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Basic human rights for all people means all of that which the Creator provided so that human beings, while living on this earth, could do so as if they were living in heaven, and yet did that by choice. So basically what my mission is to remind the people that everything truly belongs to God and nothing belongs to any one individual or group of individuals, and that it is provided so that we the people can determine how we want to use it. And since there are certain things that are common amongst us, such as food, clothing, shelter, education, and health care, since these are common amongst us, these are given priority, that each of us, every last human being on earth, have access to these in abundance so that they could do all that they are intended to do. And to make sure that these can be provided, each human being has been given a gift, something that they love to do, can do, and will do if given the opportunity to do so. And in doing will give them the greatest pleasure in life in doing. And what they will be actually doing is aiding in the process of creating all of those goods and services just mentioned that are so essential for human survival. Well, I mentioned to you that I was going to be speaking at a public gathering in a church on the 10th. And I had hoped that the building would be filled so that this wonderful message that I'm speaking to you about right now could be given to them. And yet I was not naive enough to think that that would happen. And so I began to feel great if 10 people showed up. Well, I must say I got a lot more than that. So it was truly indeed an opportunity to share with them about this unseen power that is responsible for all existence, this unseen power that I call God. And I am chosen to deliver God to you as God has been given to me, and God has been given to me in love, to say that to all of us who are so separated from God, God is still connected with us in the fact that we live. God is connected with us in the fact that we are alive. And all we have to do is make the choice. Now, I'm not asking you right now to make a choice for God, especially the God that I speak to you about. The God that I speak to you about, I speak to you about this God because I know this God. This God to me is not necessarily in a book. This God to me is in my life by virtue of an encounter that eliminated any possible doubt. So really, when I hear people argue about the Bible, when they talk about John and Matthew and all these guys, I couldn't care less about any of that. I speak to you about what I know. Now, I do say that there are certain things that have had an impact on me, like, for instance, me using the terminology God. That came to me through the process of dealing with the church. And what God basically is about might have come there as well, and Jesus and all of the stuff that we understand about Christianity. But I learned also from the Spirit about truth and God and man. And I learned about hate, and I learned about love. And I come to speak to you about love. Love that forgives the hater. Love that forgives the murderer. Love that forgives the molester. Love that forgives the terrorist. Love that forgives the bomber. Love that forgives the thief. love that is immeasurable, existing for only one purpose, and that is to love, not to emulate anything else, but love. And all that is not love will always be affected, because there's nothing so wonderful and desirable as love. Anyway, I was just thinking about um, what's going on in the country, with the things about politics. At this presentation, I was being introduced by another pastor, and he introduced me as one that was very political. Now, I know that God and the Spirit is not about politics. I know what politics represent. But I thought about what I'd been doing for all of these years, and even though I tried to enter the political scene a few times to use it as a platform, when he mentioned it the other night, I thought about it. I said, well, we do have two major political parties. We have Republican and Democrat. And everybody knows what they represent. And each of them thinks that the other one is evil. What I do is represent God. What I do is represent truth. What I do is represent love. So you got those out there who might choose to be a conservative Republican. You might have those out there who might choose to be a liberal Democrat. But I'm saying, are there those out there who choose to be children of God? Children who are able to see Republicans and Democrats both having their needs, their wants, and their desires met? Are there those who can see that? Are there those who want that and could give themselves to that? Well, now for me to respond to that, I personally think that in order to be a part of that group, you got to be born again. Born again means you got to have your eyes open. Born again means you got to have a confrontation with truth. And in so doing, that truth will set you free. But in freedom, you got a choice. You can keep on walking in darkness if you choose to, or you can walk in the light. You can't switch from one to the other. But you can either walk in the darkness, as you have been, as we all have been doing, and many of us are still doing, or we can choose to walk in the light. Now, walking in the light means you become the light. That means that the light that you see is beginning to shine in you. And the purpose of it shining in you is so that those in darkness can see God in you. And what do they see in you? They see love. Love for what? The answer to the problem. The answer to the problem. So, I guess it was a pretty good night. Got an invitation to participate in a few days revival. Revival, not just trying to bring people into the fold of the church. That's not my mission anyway. But to revive those who already are children of God. But they too have been watching. They too have been watching to see that spirit lifted up in someone so they can give a kind of glow that would lead them out of their just wandering around doing little things that seem to have no impact, but yet doing as much as they know. So now is the time for a light to glow so that they are willing. They are willing. But they got to see a light. Where's the light? Where's the light? Where is the light? Where's the light? Where's that light of love? Looking out for everybody. Not just for every American, but looking out for everybody on the face of the earth. Meaning that they can have peace and prosperity and joy. Because everybody's needs are met. Their wants are met. And their desires are met. And they are met by one another. And I'm going to say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. There's no taxes. There's no Federal Reserve. There's no chip. There's nothing that represents money or anything of this sort as a measure of exchange. This creative process is to produce for the world that which they want, need, and desire. And this is love speaking to you, not profit. Bye-bye.